Bros with mics are back again. What's up,
Yes,
Wall?
sir. What's happening, man? So, I'm Cody,
I'm Tom. The Bros with
and
mics.
we are back. So, I guess we had a eventful weekend, huh?
I'd say so myself. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. And
Let's get right on into it.
I first want to recap on Oklahoma. Uh, hey, 73-0, bro.
I mean, we kind of knew it was going to happen. Like I said, you throw the ball, you catch the ball, you execute, you'll win.
hmm
We kind of knew where it was going to head. We didn't think it was going to be too much of a struggle. It wasn't going to be a game of attrition, like we said. Uh,
Yeah.
and your boys went out there and did work. They did exactly what they needed to do.
hmm Yeah, nah, I mean, literally what I think about first is how the defense was attacking today. And I
Mhm.
know that this is a SWAC conference school, but at the end of the day, like they were, bro, when I tell you that was after, and that's what, and I told you, I called you that weekend, I called you a few days ago. I was like, bro, I really think that our defense is in tune. And Bush Jones made a comment after the game and said, that's not the team that we was preparing for, and I love it. I love it, and I mean, I seen pretty much like almost our entire roster play that game. I
Yeah.
think we had like 73 players play. I could be wrong, but it was a lot of people that played, and I couldn't be more happy with just how they came out and kind of wanted to say, okay, this is our foundation. Let's lay this down
Mm-hmm.
and let's take it and run with it. And the first person I think of that looked sharp was Dylan Gabriel, our QB.
He looked great. I mean, 5 plays on your first
Mhm.
drive, touchdown to Drake Stoops. I mean, y'all made it shake. I
Hey,
was there for it, man.
hey, and I love it. I love it. Like he looks like he came out like a man on a mission.
Yeah,
And like I said, you know, the whole team looked like that. And I was kind of impressed with just how they was like, they Jaron Canick actually made a comment. He said, we play a nameless and faceless opponent every week. And
exactly. I like it.
the goal is to go 1-0 every week. And I was like, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. And I
Mhm.
did have a few notes here that I want to get into. First of all, with our Tennessee connects in this game,
Yeah,
um, Arkansas State started his QB started his career in Tennessee and transferred to some other school. I couldn't remember. It was a bigger school, but then he ended up going with Bush Jones to Arkansas State. Then, of course, Josh Heupel. The last time that Oklahoma played Arkansas State was when Josh Heupel was the quarterback there. I think you
yeah.
might know that guy.
Go Balls, Big Orange. Coach Hype, the
So,
hype train.
and excuse me. So, this game, like I said, it's not to get too into it, just because this is a season opener. But I think a
Hmm.
season opener ultimately comes down to who was prepared the best.
Yeah,
You
you
know.
set the pace. We saw what failing to prepare does to a team right here in the
hmm
SEC. Right, we saw Florida's.
hmm
When you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, right? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And they couldn't do any of those, right? Unlike Oklahoma, on the other hand, 73 points. I mean, at one point in time throughout the evening, y'all were the number one scoring offense in the nation,
At one
right?
point in time, and then Oregon came through and broke that up, man. 81
Yeah.
points, but we'll get to that. But yeah, man, like I said, it was Jackson Arnold's birthday. ESPN had him as the number one quarterback coming out of the 24 class. I
Mm-hmm.
mean 23 class, excuse me. And it was his birthday. He had a passing TD
Yeah.
and a rushing TD.
He looked great. I mean, he threw 100% that game. I mean, that's
Man,
that's that's amazing. You come
boy
out
was
there, young
diving.
buck, 11 for 11. I mean, that's the way to do it, especially in your opener. That looks
Yeah,
great.
because at the end of the day, like he is the youngest,
Hmm.
or he is still a kid, and
Yeah.
they're all kids, but he was just in high school, not even well, or about I guess about a year ago.
Yeah.
So now for you to come out here, no matter who it is, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
because these are all grown men at this level. So you come out, and the thing that impressed me about him the most was his poise.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
liked it bad back there, bro. He
I
he
mean,
did. And,
he looked great down there, behind center. He kind of sets up a foundation for success for his future, right? You don't come
Mhm.
out here this first game try to do too much. You come out here, You pass the ball, they catch the ball, you execute, touchdown.
Yeah,
And that's what they've done. They had a scheme
yeah,
that
yeah,
set it up the right way. They have set up a foundation of success for him to come in and take over after Dylan Gabriel, right? But we
yeah.
don't want to get too far ahead and start
Exactly.
getting our eyes on the guy, the second stringer, because you still got Dylan Gabriel out there. He came out 19 for 22. Come on now.
Shame.
86% completion rating. That is a, I mean, for any level of sports, that's great for a quarterback.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, it's all week one stuff. I don't want to get too ahead of myself
Mhm.
just because, it is Arkansas State.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna sit here and say, we played the best of the best. Clearly we did not. These are pay to play games right here.
yeah,
So, but it just looked like the mentality changed in the
yeah,
room at Oklahoma. And I think that's what we needed, I think, I loved past tense Lincoln Riley when he was there. His offense was something nice, but Oklahoma came out and their offense looks faster than it did last year. Like they're
yeah,
coming out and it's no huddle play after play after play, and
yeah.
that's what I love to see.
But I mean, if we look back at last year, the offense was never really the biggest question for you guys, right? The question was, is defense going to hold up?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, y'all known for scoring. You can score. That's not
Yeah,
the issue. It's if when it's time to push, is your defensive guys going to be able to hold for you? And if that
exactly.
happens, then the rest falls in line, right? I mean, I had the question after the first game. I mean, well, before the first game, I thought maybe Texas might be able to take it this year, but there's some questions with them now. Quinn Ewers didn't look as great as I thought he was going to look.
Right.
A few other teams are kind of so-so, but Oklahoma left no questions. I mean, they
Mhm.
left no scraps. They had the plate, they ate, left nothing for anybody else, and I love to see it.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the mindset is the biggest thing going into the week one game. Of course, I think we get into league play week four. Week
Mm-hmm.
four is when we get into league play. But just right now, I don't think there's no reason. I'll say this, I'll be worried if we have a scratch on our record going into the Red River shootout. I think that I think Texas has a great defense,
Mm-hmm.
but all in all, I'm just looking at like Oklahoma's defense didn't look bad. Like they didn't look
Yeah.
bad. The only thing I would do worry about a tad bit, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
like a huge worry right now because, like I said, it is the first game.
Yep.
It is the interior D line.
Okay.
Okay, with Jordan Kelly there, Jonah Lulu, and Isaiah Cole.
Mm-hmm.
But our DNs, I love them. I love our DNs. I mean, our DNs is good. I like Bothroyd. I like Ethan Downs there. But at the same time, it's kind of like we didn't uh, we didn't pressure the quarterback like I would. And
Mm-hmm.
Brent Venables kind of hit in on that during the press conference. He was like, "Well, he was getting the ball out quick," which he was. Like I give it him, he was getting the ball out quick. But a game like that, you kind of want to see a sack or two in there.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
it
To
was
kind of
some
see
hurry
that
up.
pressure. But
Yeah,
you got to think the same thing. Not everybody's going to show their schemes at the very beginning, right? If it's
that's
especially
very
if the
true.
game you know you're going to win, you don't want to come out with all the different formations and kind of expose you, give yourself free tape for the other team, right? You come
That's
in with
very
the
true.
basic, and we're getting to Tennessee too because there's a lot of things. They're like, oh, Tennessee this and that, but I'll make that point in a second.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
it,
But
it
yeah,
it was a matter of don't show everything, do enough to get the job done, and they done more than enough to get the job done.
yeah, and so I love what I seen, but as far as a quick recap, I love the mindset. The mindset looks like it has been controlled differently in Norman.
Mhm.
I actually tried to get some tickets, man. I tried to get some tickets to the Texas game.
Yeah,
Excuse me. I tried to get some tickets to the Texas game because the flight from Atlanta to Dallas was, or yeah, Atlanta to Dallas was only like $127
that ain't
yeah,
horrible,
for a Delta.
especially for
Okay,
your
but
first flight. That ain't a bad one. Go
especially
see your
for
team.
you know what I mean? Yeah, but I was like, okay, we can do this. And
Yeah.
mom was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for it, da da. And then we got into the ticket cost,
Now that's
$642. But
yeah.
beginning base pay, you might be standing up in the back, and I was like, oh no,
Nah,
we
nah.
gonna have to skip that one. So
Maybe somebody can donate some tickets out there.
hey,
Let
somebody,
them know. But
if you want to hit me up, my email address is cd23dallas@gmail. Okay, hit me up.
Yeah.
We'll chat, and yeah. So, but all in all,
All
like I
right.
said, I love it, and we'll see what happens in the future. We got week 2 coming up. All right.
Exactly. I'm here for it.